I worked really hard. I mean, going from 220 pounds down to like 130, 127, like yikes, that's almost 100 pounds, 90 pounds.
Incredible.
That doesn't happen overnight. I was in a lot of pain and I knew that things had to change. And in order for things to change, I had to change.
Love heals my hunger and mends my heart. I find the strength to make a new start. No more fear.
Welcome, everybody, to Confessions of a Binge Eater. Thrilled to have you here with me today. I'm excited about today's show because so many people listening might be in the position of being a caregiver for somebody who's either aging, has dementia, is at the end of their life. It's a common thing for many of my clients, and it may be for you. And if it's not, that's okay. This show has much for you in terms of inspiration about following your dreams. Okay, following your dreams, not giving up on yourself, and really having the best chapter of your life in front of you. So I think you'll absolutely love my guest. Glory St. Germaine is a beautiful soul who had her own struggles with food and weight. And she's the CEO of Ultimate Music Theory. She's a TEDx speaker, she's a best-selling author, and she has really done so much around supporting musicians to make the money they deserve. Make the money they deserve, especially music educators. She's the creator of the Ultimate Music Theory Teacher's Certification and Elite Educator Program. And she has a bundle of energy, and it's a really fun conversation. I hope this inspires you and just kind of sets you on your feet, puts a spring in your step, and makes you smile. Glory, thank you for coming to the show.
I'm so excited to be here, Tricia.
I'm so excited too. You're a good friend, you're super inspirational, and you have been through it, girl.
Yeah.
You've been through it. So, for those who don't know, Glory is one of us. Like, she has struggled with food. Can you tell us what that was like, just real briefly?
Absolutely. Well, when I was working on my music degree, I kind of ate my way through it. And I realized that, it's great to follow your passion, but weighing 220 pounds was not good and it wasn't healthy. And I was in a lot of pain. And I knew that things had to change. And in order for things to change, I had to change. And that's what put me on my path to like, yay, you're going to have a music degree, but you're going to be unhealthy and fat and not comfortable. So that was step one, get healthy.
Amen. So that's starting off with really strong inspiration. I love it. So thank you for that. So I wanted you on the show not only because you just came out with an amazing book, Teach Music, Change Lives, but also I've watched you. We've been friends for a while, and I've watched you, be the caregiver for your husband
Yeah.
in the late stages of his life, go through the passing of your husband, and all throughout that stay focused on your passion, right?
Mhm.
Of getting your work out in the world, supporting music teachers to make more money and live their lives at their best, and in abundance. And you are just such a rock star. And I just, first of all, thank you for always inspiring me and showing
Oh,
me
thank
that
you.
you can overcome any obstacle, any
Yeah.
obstacle. So, can we start with that? What you've just been through, because so
Yeah.
many women listening are our general age,
Yeah.
and many are caregivers.
I think one of the most painful things for me, Tricia, was, I made the decision to get healthy and change my eating, start working out, start reading, really drilling down, connecting with people like you to say, help me. And unfortunately, my husband was stuck in the I do what I want to do thing. And I kind of tried to sneak it in every now and then. But ultimately it was his decision. And then, he got sick. And during the last 6 months of his life, he was actually in the hospital. And it was really painful for me. And as a caregiver, I thought, what can I do? How can I make a difference? And I think the biggest way that I could make a difference was just setting an example.
Do you
setting an
mean that
example,
he had eating issues also?
big time, big time.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that exacerbated his
Health,
yeah, his health.
100%,
Okay.
100%.
Wow. And you knew this, you saw this, you were powerless to change it.
Yes.
You just
And
worked on yourself and
work on
witnessed it
yourself.
and gave them all you could.
I did, and I really thought, okay, well, I'll set a good example.
Yeah.
So I think that we have to want to change, but we also, when we have that support system, sometimes we get derailed. And so I was like, nope, I've made a decision. I worked really hard. I mean, going from 220 pounds down to like 130, 127, like yikes, that's almost 100 pounds, 90 pounds.
Incredible.
That doesn't happen overnight.
No, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Got to be dedicated and stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you also, what I know about you is you personally embraced the journey
Yeah.
of working on yourself from the
100%.
inside out.
100%. I think that you just nailed it, Tricia, because it does come from the inside. And it's not just about, oh, go to the gym, go to the gym. It's about the mindset. It's about changing your eating habits, which was tough. And one of the things that I found was the most important thing was that how I changed became my normal. And so when people would say, "Oh, do you want this or that?" I'd say, "Oh, no, thanks." And I didn't even think about, and I didn't have to say, "Oh, no, I'm on a diet," because I wasn't. It was a new normal. And I've been, that change, transformation remains with me today. And it's something I think about, and I want to set that example for others. So, yeah. And change comes in different ways. Teach music, change lives, learn how to take care of your body in healthy ways. You're going to change your life.
Yep. But I do know that you also did a lot of like seminars and
Oh,
tapes and like
yes,
you just really chased working on yourself. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that's part of the whole thing. I mean, it's just
100%.
it's what I teach in Heal Your Hunger. Like we barely talk about food. We're talking about changing how we feel about ourselves. We're talking about
Yes,
changing our self-care, putting ourselves first, learning to
yes,
set boundaries on our time. Like it is the whole package. And if you don't
yes,
do the whole package, you're gonna miss it because diets don't work.
100%. 100%. And actually, it's funny that you said that, Trisha, because I had that aha moment. I've been on a million diets. You name it, I've tried it. I could tell you the results. Don't work, don't work, don't work. And it wasn't until I realized that the work had to come from within and I had to really go put myself on that path. And I wanted that change. And the thing is that you don't want the change just so you can fit into an outfit to go to a party. You want that lifelong change. And I'm so grateful that I went on that path and I see the success of your clients and I'm like, woohoo, been there, done that. But it's not like it doesn't end. You always keep going, right?
Yeah.
It's like keep
I'm I'm
going, keep
I'm
going.
still on it. I'm still on the path.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, yeah, practicing what we preach, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about the caregiving? Because before your husband was in the hospital, he was at home.
Yes, it was a long time. It was probably the journey of, I would say, about 5 years
Wow.
when he became ill. And like I said, at that point, I'd already made my decision about my own health and my own body, and I was working within myself. And I tried to say, oh, honey, try this and let's go for a walk. And the odd time I'd sneak in, a veggie burger, but for the most part, he was on a different path than me. I mean, we loved
Yeah.
each other. We had a fabulous marriage, but the health was, very different. And as a
What did
caregiver,
he, can I ask what illness he had?
yeah, he had diabetes, which I even bought a book on like how to turn diabetes around, and I was willing to go down the path with him, but it wasn't, I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying that these
Yeah.
are the facts.
Yeah.
And he just chose not to. And he continued to eat sugar and this and that and the other thing. So, diabetes. And then he developed Parkinson's and then onset of dementia and then just sort of lack of willingness to continue in life. And yeah, so the decline was rapid. And I was the caregiver. And eventually it got so bad that he had to have a hospital bed and he was in his own room in our house. And then eventually we had to have, people come in and help us. And eventually it was beyond that. And
Yeah.
he had to go into the hospital. But as a caregiver, I want to say one thing, and I really appreciated the help that I got because they told me, Glory, put yourself first. The end. If you don't take care of you, you can't take care of anyone else. And so I had to really, even though you want to be a caregiver, and I was, but you have to realize that I needed to stay healthy too.
Yeah,
And so it was a journey. And he's with me here.
of course.
Yeah.
Of
And
course he is.
yeah, and continues to shine and show himself. He appears to me as a hummingbird. I actually wrote
Oh,
about the story in my book. Yeah, Teach Music, Change
sweet.
Lives.
That
Yeah.
is so sweet. So, all throughout being a caregiver, you had a side hustle, and
Yeah.
that's not only your teaching, but you're teaching others.
Yes. And I want to say, I think it was my sanity because if you are a caregiver and that's all you do, and especially if it's a family member, you're going to go a little crazy because I was meeting with other people that were caregivers and that's all that they did. And for me, I was a caregiver and fortunately I could run a business out of my home. And I also saw that by other people helping my husband, I could help other people because I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, but I am an educator. And so
Yeah,
I could help other people while helping him as well. So it was kind of a win-win. And honestly, if I wouldn't have gone after my dreams, I wouldn't have been able to support him. So you
yeah,
you do still need to either have a job or follow your passion so
right.
that you can share that with others.
I love that. Can you talk to us a little bit about what your passion is?
My passion is ultimately helping music teachers grow six-figure teaching businesses. I'm really proud. I've written over 60 books in music theory education. We have the Ultimate Music Theory Certification course. We're in 38 countries around the world, and we continue to grow. I've taken myself as a little piano teacher in Winnipeg, Manitoba, to, growing my business to, multi-million dollar company. And I'm now living with my daughter in Las Vegas since my husband's passed away. But I just see that when you put your mind to something, whether it is your mindset, your health, or your business or whatever lights you up, it absolutely starts from within. It doesn't matter if you're talking about your health or if you're talking about being a caregiver or you're talking about creating a business. It starts right here.
Yep.
And I want to just say one thing, Tricia, and that is one of the most important things. And you and I, have met before, and we know the importance of having someone to help you.
Yeah.
You cannot do this by yourself. It's why I'm a
No.
business coach. It's why you're a coach. It's
Yep.
you help people realize their dream can come true. And I'm so grateful that you're doing what you're doing because you're helping so many people go, oh my goodness, if Glory can do it, I can do it, right? I was just like this little Canadian girl. I didn't know anything. I should probably give all the people their money back when I started teaching. I didn't know anything. But through continued education, NEPD, never ending professional development, sticks
Yes.
with it, and there you go.
Yeah, and we don't do this alone.
That's
You know,
true.
we're not fooling ourselves that we're just going to put our mind to it and muster up the courage and willpower and
Yeah.
take care of things on our own. It does not work that way. Gloria and I are in a professional group together where we
Yeah.
support each other in being coaches and helping spread our message of hope and change in our own individual ways. And we are very excited about getting help. Like
Yes.
we know we can't do it alone. And
Absolutely.
thank
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
because it's so much easier when you get help.
Yeah, it does. And I think too, you're helping so many people and sometimes people don't even they think, "Oh, I'll just, watch a YouTube video or buy a book and I'll be okay." But it doesn't work that way. You absolutely need someone that you can, be in touch with that can support you on your journey. I wouldn't even be where I am today without that. And, one of my clients just sent me a little message before I jumped on the call with you. And she said, I can't believe it, since coming into Teach Music, changelives.com, one of our Ultimate Music Theory certified teachers, she said, because of this, she said, and she has a husband who has challenges as well. And she said, I have 5 times my income since coming into the program. 5x. I
Wow.
mean, wow is right. And I'm so proud of her. And it just goes to show you when you come into your program, Tricia, or whether you're coming into our program as a musician and educator, that's how you get to what you really want. And that's
Yeah.
how you make the change from within is working with a coach, working with a program that's going
Yeah.
to get you there so much faster because
Yeah.
it's almost impossible doing it alone. You might do it for a minute and might think, oh yeah, I can do this, and it's not fun, right? Like I love collaborating with you and we get into our little, Zoom room and have our little conversations and
Yeah.
that's when you really grow. So,
You move through blocks,
oh yes,
like
big
we don't,
time.
we're middle-aged, okay? Let's be clear. We're middle-aged.
Shh.
We're
What are you
I know
talking about?
we look fabulous, but we are middle-aged. And the thing is we got stuff to do. Like
Oh
we
yeah.
got stuff to do. We got people to help. We've got the we've got the guidance from God to
Yes,
to do our mission. We got to do it, and we have to do it in the fastest way possible, and that will not happen doing it alone. God works.
absolutely.
There are helpers out there, so that we can just impact more people when we ask for help. So it's a great message.
Absolutely.
So you just came out with your book that is so exciting. And you have people who never dreamed of making six figures as a
Yeah.
music educator. I know I have a client, one of my like most rock star clients. I love them all. They're all rock stars. But I have one of my younger clients because we skew kind of middle aged in my program. One of my younger clients is a music teacher and she's lost like I don't know 60 pounds or something crazy and she has little ones at home.
Yes.
She's got all kinds of excuses for not making the
Hmm.
changes she's made, but she's been so dedicated. And so talk to us about what music teachers are able to do and how you are able to help them.
Yeah, absolutely. When music teachers come into our program, they can often have a music degree. I've got Berkeley grads, I've got music educators that have, gone to conferences and all of this. And exactly what you said, Tricia, there's no support. Like you go to a conference and you go home, or you read a book or you take an online course. What you need is consistency. And many of our teachers are, the broke musician mentality. And so I just give them the systems and the platform to say, here's how it works.
Yeah.
And it's a step-by-step program in our Ultimate Music Theory certification course where we provide you with the education to be teaching with confidence. We provide you with all of the marketing materials. And then we also provide you with the business coaching and training. So this is the all-in-one system. And it's why, we have teachers in Singapore and I did my book launch and Tulane was there. He's from Zimbabwe. And I just look around the room and I said, wow, Australia, New Zealand, all these countries. And to think that we've connected and helped these musicians and music educators to grow a six-figure teaching business when they were like grappling just to make like 20,000 a year and now they're making 120,000 teaching
Amazing.
less hours. So it's not because we do the cooperative learning theory. So we talk about how you can teach groups and, exactly how it works. And so, yeah, it's pretty exciting. Like you said, when you get those clients and send you a little email saying, I had a mom from Alaska and she said, I just don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm just here and I've got a 2-year-old and how am I going to make this work? And recently, I actually was just chatting with her yesterday, and she was like hysterical. She said, I just can't believe what is happening in my life. I went from 60,000 now to 70,000. Now I'm on point to do 114,000 this year. Like, oh my goodness. So it's exciting when you can help people and help them shine, right? Because it's not about us. We've done what we wanted to do with our life. And now it's time to help other people do that too.
Yeah, so beautiful. Thanks for sharing all those successes. That's so beautiful. And I love the message of this. Like, first of all, it's totally possible for
Yeah.
anybody who's whatever your dream is, whatever your
Yep.
passion is, it is totally possible. You won't do it alone. Get support, invest in yourself because it will pay
Yes.
off. You'll move faster,
Yes.
right? And even if you're a caregiver, even if you're at home with a spouse or parent,
Yeah.
and you're in that struggle, because it is a struggle being a
Yeah.
caregiver.
It
It
is.
is day to day is not easy.
Yeah.
but you can still hold on to your dreams, and there is life beyond caregiving as well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I love that. I'm going to end with the star you recently met. It's a really cute story. Tell us about that.
Oh, yes. So I've met a few stars in the
I know
last,
you have. It's been so
like,
exciting.
which star are you talking
That's
about?
that's very true.
Yes. So, well, recently, so I live in Las Vegas, and recently, actually, my daughter sent a track into space with Ringo Starr.
Yep.
And so we were at his 85th birthday, and it was just such an incredible thing to see that. And then I was also in Beverly Hills last week where I received an award, which is kind of up on my shelf. You can't really see it here. Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul, endorsed my book, Teach Music, Change Lives. And it was just so surreal to realizing my dreams. I've got a vision board, and when I'm talking to on the big stage and connecting with people like Sage Levine from Women Rocking Business and Jack Canfield and authors such as yourself and TEDx speaker. I mean, you and I are both TEDx speakers, and we just get in that circle, then it's time to celebrate.
Yeah.
And I always think, what am I going to do for myself to celebrate? I do have to share a little fun thing with you before we go. I just got back from California where I received the award and got to be on, Celebrity Success TV shows, which will be coming out soon on ABC, NBC,
Woo!
Fox, and so on. So I went shopping and I got my little fringe jacket.
Oh, very smart. Look at
So
that.
you got to do something for yourself, and it doesn't mean spend $1 million,
Right.
but just always, when you're on this path, whether you've lost 2 pounds or 1 pound or 5 pounds, whatever it is, or you just finally made peace with your inner self, treat yourself, do something for yourself to
Yeah.
celebrate. That's really what it's all about, no matter how big
Celebration.
or how small.
I love it. We celebrate in my community every single Sunday night. So it's so
Yeah.
cute. And I love that your jacket is very on brand.
Oh, yes.
So sweet. Well, Glory, thank you so much for coming on, telling us about your story. It's so inspirational. And
Thank
for
you.
those listening, you can follow your dreams. You can realize success in your life. It's not too late. You're
Hmm.
not too beaten. You're not too tired. You can get up, get support, and absolutely have that inspiration, that little flame inside of you fanned into a fire. And we want that for you. So Glory is a good example of that. So thanks, Glory, for being with us. It's great to have you. And congratulations on your new book. Where can people find it and find everything you have to offer?
Yeah, absolutely. Go to teachmusicchangelivescom. So
Beautiful.
teachmusicchangelivescom, and you can see the book. And there's also a free gift there for you. You also get a free 60-page book, and there's courses and all kinds of great gifts for you guys. So check it out.
Beautiful. Yeah, and if those listening know of a music teacher who
Yes.
could use some inspiration and maybe a little extra money,
Yes.
go ahead and please share this podcast with them or that book URL.
Yeah.
So thanks, Glory. I love you to pieces.
Thank
Excited for what's to come.
you. Bet. Thanks, Tricia.
If you're ready to get off the dieting roller coaster ride and finally make peace with food and with your body, talk to a Heal Your Hunger mentor about what steps you need to take based on your own history with food and weight. Go to healyourhunger.com and register for an emotional eating breakthrough session and see how fast you can experience real change. It's a complimentary evaluation, but there are limited spots available. So go to healyourhunger.com and register to speak with a mentor today.